I'm Sully the Loud Music Boy. This is Bad Taste. We are in Providence, Rhode Island. Lupo's right behind us. Big show tonight. Lamb of God, Machine Head, Trivium, and Gojira. I'm here with Joe. He's the lead singer and guitar player from Gojira. Welcome to Providence.
Thank you very much.
You guys are probably on one of the sickest tours rolling through the United States right now. How do you feel about that?
Proud and happy.
Proud and happy?
Happy, very happy.
How has the tour been going for you guys?
Everything is great for the moment, perfect. There's, as I told you, very good atmosphere on the tour. It's surprising, almost disappointing, and yeah, we're all very good friends with the guitar techs from Trivium, Machine Head, the drum techs, some front of house. Everybody is just, it becomes a big family. It's weird, but it's happening.
So how did you feel when your management came to you and said, hey, we want you to open for, you know, U.S. metal legends Machine Head and, you know, new American metal legends Lamb of God? What was your reaction when you found out you were going to be on that bill?
Our reaction was, okay, let's go. You know, we don't have time to have big emotions. We just have to keep going. You know, go ahead and don't think too much, because you could get crazy, because it's like a dream come true, you know. So it's strange, but it happens, and maybe in 2 years I'll be like, okay, let's have some champagne, you know, to celebrate this, because I don't have time to think, you know. I have to be effective on stage, have to compose songs with my bandmates, of course. So we do the job, and that's it.
Now, who has been, you know, the most instrumental band on this tour as far as getting you used to the U.S. touring life? Is it, you know, Machine Head, the old pros, or Trivium, the young guys coming up and kicking it?
They all bring something different, you know, and we learn from the three bands and from ourselves too. It's strange, but Lamb of God, they're just amazing dudes, you know, and Randy especially is our biggest fan, and Chris, and well, they all are, you know, and they promote us a lot, so we just want to take them in our arms, and it's yeah, very, very good feelings. It's great. And Machine Head, something, you know, Machine Head, when I started to play guitar, I was influenced by Rob Flynn's compositions.
He's got quite a guitar tone, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's amazing. So I enjoy seeing them live every night. And Trivium, I just learned to know them, you know. I didn't know really Trivium before this tour, but
yep.
I become friends before knowing the music, you know. So it's very interesting.
Good. Hey, let's check out one of your videos right now on Bad Taste. Welcome back to Bad Taste. This is Sully outside of Lupo's with Joe from Gojira. Now, Joe, in my estimation, From Mars To Sirius was the best metal record that came out in 2006, released in the States. I know that it came out in Europe in 2005.
Yeah.
Prosthetic released it in 2006 in the States. It is, in my estimation, probably the most sonically intense record I've listened to in years. And, you know, I went back and I've listened to the Link, your last record before this, on your website.
Yeah.
And it's a good, you're right, it's a good record. It lays a lot of groundwork, but this record is much more expansive than the Link. Was it a conscious decision when you guys were in the studio to really boost up the sonics on this record? Or was it just kind of something that morphed as you started writing and being in the studio for a while?
There's nothing to see with decision, you know. It's just that we are a band since 1996, and we learn how to be a band, you know. We learn how to compose, how to record songs, and I think now we're ready to be a strong professional band. And for me, From Mars To Sirius is our first real album, you know, as I would call it an album.
Yep.
Because we learned everything, how to have a label.
Yep.
We're our own producers. We're the owners of our music, and you know, it's all about studying. I mean, for me, it's a real job. It's serious.
Yep.
And this album for me is the first one, really.
Where do you think the Gojira sound is going to go when you write the next record?
10 times bigger.
Wow. And that's
what I want.
You know, we were driving down here, and of course, you know, the record just fills up the whole car, and
cool.
It's just I watch people as I'm driving down the highway just kind of staring because their cars are shaking, you know, with no knowledge of the fact that it's Gojira that's rattling my speakers in my car. Now, a lot of what's on From Mars To Sirius versus The Link, in particular, the one that I'm most familiar with, a lot of the songs seem to have almost an environmental slant to some of your songwriting. You know, songs like Global Warming, and you know, there's plenty of whale references and other
in the wilderness
and wilderness references. Is that, you know, a philosophy of yours? Is it or is it just something that as you're writing these songs, hey, this just sounds right for the song that we're doing?
I would say that it's just spontaneous writing, spontaneous composing. It's all about being spontaneous and honest. I mean, we like that kind of music, so we play that kind of music. We have things to say, so we say them. We say it, you know? I mean, it's not really that we have thoughts or whatever. It's just spontaneous, you know? For me in particular, because I write the lyrics, it's something that comes from a deep place, you know? It comes from within me. So if I want to be honest when I scream, I have to say things that I really believe in. So, for example, planet Earth, that's all we got, you know? If we don't have this planet, we're lost. And that's a fact. For the moment, we didn't find another planet to go and hide, you know?
We haven't colonized.
So we have to take care of it like a ship, you know, a spacecraft or whatever. It is a spacecraft, actually.
Yep.
And we're all on the same ship, so we have to take care of it, definitely. This is very important.
Excellent. Let's catch another video. On the day before the day of their big show, Lamb of God, here in Providence. Joe, one of the things that I found with you guys is that you guys seem to be reestablishing French metal here in the United States. Yeah. I've been a metalhead for a long time, and my last recollection of a decent French metal band was Treponent Pal in the early 90s, and they're no longer. French metal has often been ridiculed in the later years, but it seems like you guys are almost kicking the door down in the U.S. for bands potentially like Hot Creed or Scarve, or you know, probably plenty of other bands out there that are really making a name for themselves on your label, Listenable, and some other smaller labels. What do you think about that?
When you're a French band, it's easier to stay in France because the country is big enough to have a market there and an audience, and you can sing in French and talk about the problems that people have to face about society or whatever. And it's most of the time people in French bands, they sing in French. So it makes it hard to cross the borders and to go outside, especially in the States, here in the States. And you have to be ready to have another life also, because you know, there's a time that you can go on a weekend to play and then you're back home in the week. Now it's, you know, we don't talk about that anymore. we go for a month, and it's pretty hard finally. But we have a mission. We have to do this.
Absolutely.
You know, so it's really our stuff, and you have to be strong to be able to cross the ocean and go for 1 year or 2 years, you know. So it's hard, you know. But we have a lot of very, very good bands in France. Each band is so unique, you know. You cannot say really. We talk about the French touch, you know, but you have to come in France and see that. It's really interesting.
Who do you think's the next one to come in behind you?
That's a hard one to answer, man.
Am I going to get you in trouble back in France?
You know, I don't want to get fighted or whatever. No, I would say Manimal is a very, very good band, very original, modern metal. They mix all kind of influences they have, like Faith No More, Cannibal Corpse, and we also have a band, brutal death metal band called Trivium.
Okay.
It's so amazing to see on stage, and we have Scarf, we have Lofofora, which is they sing in French, so I think it's like, well, we have a bunch of very, very good bands. Yeah.
How much of a conscious decision is it as a French band to say we're going to write our songs in English and we're going to play so that there's a wider appeal than beyond France, than within France?
Several reasons. I would say that the main reason is that when you have a message about humanity, you cannot sing in French. You sing in English if you want to talk to everybody, you know. Even if we want to communicate with Spain or Germany or whatever, very close countries, we speak in English, you know. So in Europe, if you want to cross the borders,
Yep.
through the message, I don't even talk about touring or whatever. If you want, to talk to people, you talk in English. So that's why I keep practicing and learning, and it's very interesting.
Your English is phenomenal.
Oh, thank you.
Your English on your records, everybody kind of uses the Scorpions as the band that wrote records out of a dictionary or something like that. And your record, From Mars to Sirius, definitely has a feel of, you guys are fluent, the message comes across clearly, and it's a powerful message. On top of some of the most powerful music that came out, was released in the States last year, and certainly is getting ready to be brought to a wider audience, especially when doing a tour like this with these guys.
I would say that our message is pretty simple, but that's why it's powerful, I think.
Well, Joe, it's been great meeting you. I'm really glad to finally meet you. I've spent too many hours ruining my hearing listening to From Mars to Sirius. You all need to spend countless hours ruining your hearing with From Mars to Sirius. The way I look at it is probably, the intensity amped up times 10 of Mastodon, with the feel almost of a good classic Sepultura with Max Cavalera. If you haven't heard it and you're looking for some markers as to where should it fit in your metal collection, is that an okay estimation?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Excellent. But heavier and more intense and with a message. And I'm really psyched to see these guys tonight on the stage of Lupo's. Joe, have a great show. Thanks for being on Bad Taste.
Thank you very much.
I'm Sully. This is Lupo's. Ready to rock out. Enjoy.